Nah, bro. Get your own. You ain't hitting this shit.
Haha, Dom the best. Finna be this way till I EOS. Take it how you want, nigga. Yeah, I'm a pro. Fuck around and bust your lot while you're at Vizzo. I hate to be this way, but I live for the moment. Waking up every day, show me an opponent. Shanks on deck, hitting bitch with locks. So much pool, I can even start you from the box. You don't wanna pay rent, got me bent. Got lax on deck, your money was well spent. Vultures on the prowl, so don't try testing. Step 2, cause violent first steps finessing. You a hold down man, suitcase this. My cell phone and my charger don't walk with a limp. Get it knocked off or missing, you gon' get it. Next time I see your ass, you gon' leave airlifted.
What's up, everybody? You already know, man. Kfrogtv back in the building. Y'all go ahead and do me that solid favor. Hit that like and subscribe button. And make sure you hit the notification bell so you can see it first. I want to tell everybody welcome back to the channel. My name's KFROG if you're new here. And everything we speak on over here is all prison related. I try to teach people the ins, the outs, the bottoms, the tops, the lefts, the rights, the middles, the outer circle, the inner box, the inner square, all that shit about prison. All right? For this video, I'm actually going to be speaking on some shit that you know, I seen go down while I was locked up, man, and I've been wanting to touch topic on it, you feel me? Like, you know, when people are locked up, man, they have habits that like to, you know, smoke and shit like that, you feel me? But people be going to the extreme when they're locked up, man. You know, like, it's one thing, man, you know, if you have a habit or whatever and you chasing something, but I'm talking about, you know, they be doing some shit that just didn't fit right with me, you feel me? And I'm gonna be going ahead and I'm gonna speak on some of them things, you know, that I just felt like it's just, all right, now, you're over ridiculously acting like you need to smoke, you feel me? So, everyone knows that one of the main things that everyone is smoking inside of prison is K2, which is Tunchi. That's the nickname of it, they call it Tunchi. All right, now, K2 is that, you know, sprayed fake marijuana is what they call it, right? But besides that, you know, tobacco is one thing that no matter where you go, they're gonna have. Now, I can understand if you're someone on the streets that, you know, smoked and then you go to prison and you want to smoke too. So you do what you got to do. You know, you have your little habit and you're trying to chase it. But I'm talking about people do shit that is unnecessary, all right? Like, for instance, when I was in the county jail, okay, it blew my mind. People were like, I was inside of a county jail down here in Broward, all right? Now, to touch back on a little bit difference of the jails, how it is down here, I spoke on it before. We got the main jail, okay, which is downtown Fort Lauderdale. Then we have 3 other jails that are on the same street in Pompano. Paul Ryan, Joseph E. Conti, and North Broward. Now, Paul Ryan and Joseph E. Conti are basically the same exact shit. And the way the rec yard is there is it's actually an inside rec yard. Like, it's connected to your dorm, and you walk out there. It's just a little square, and it's got a basketball hoop. That's it. You know, and then you could see the sky on the edges of the roof, like around there. They got like screen and bars. So if it rains, the mist will come in. You can hear cars fly by, stuff like that. Well, this kind of, you know, was crazy to me because they had inmates, you know, that were, you know, puffing over there. You feel me? Which, okay, that's cool. It ain't the end of the world, bro. They're over there, woohoo, you feel me? But to me, it was just crazy what it is they was actually, you know, hitting. And, you know, I'm thinking like, okay, boom, they hit. You know, they came across maybe a, you know, piece of tobacco and, you know, had it snuck in from Vizzo or left there and then the orderly cleaned up and brought it in or however, you know, it goes. But what they was literally burning was the stems and the bottom and top of the core of apples. Like, to me, that was just crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, yeah, man, what you want to hit it? And I'm like, man, hell no, bro. What the fuck? What I look like? A bozo? I look like I got one of them red fucking cushion noses right here. Like I look like a clown. You feel me? And it was one thing. When I was in prison, you know, I smoked cigarettes and shit just to kill time. Never did on the streets before and never did when I came home. It was just to kill time, to do something you're not allowed to do, basically. You feel me? But in there, I'm like, y'all are doing what? And they're like, yeah, bro, we all come together. We save the stems and the leaf at the bottom of the apple. You know, when you look at the bottom of an apple and it looks like a star, they pick that shit out. All fucking 6 of them. Get the stem, you feel me? And put it all together and shit and roll in one and spark it. And they'd come together like it was the end of the world, like they was getting ready to detonate a bomb or something. You feel me? All over some leaves and shit. I'm like, man, that's crazy. That just shows they'll do anything. Like, literally, because one thing when you smoke tobacco, you know, you're chasing that, you know, that nicotine. That nicotine's what you need. That's what you're going for. You feel me? But you mean to tell me, oh, you're that addicted? or you got that much of a hook in you that you're smoking apple leaves and stems and shit, that's just crazy to me, okay? In prison, they weren't doing that. But what they were doing, which was kind of crazy to me, is they were actually burning tea. You know, like the inside of like a pack of tea, they were burning tea. I seen some people smoke tea, bro. And I'm like, what? You do what now? Take the what and leave the what? You feel me? Like, that shit was just crazy to me, you know? Like, I'm like, inmates will do anything possible, I guess, just to feel like something. Now, I mean, it's a little, you know, understanding if, like, say you had some tobacco or some K2 or whatever, and you needed a little thing to stretch it, you needed to add a little to it, you know, so you can stretch it. Then you throw a little tea in there, and then, okay, that ain't that bad. You know, I could see people that smoke doing that. It makes more sense. But when you ain't got nothing to hit at all, and you're just all of a sudden, yeah, what you got going on? Shit, nigga, I'm finna blow this Limpton right now, boy. I'm finna hit this Limpton, bitch. Like, that's crazy, bro. And I don't never understand why people did that. It doesn't make sense to me at all. Literally. The paper that you're rolling with in there isn't grade A anyway, so it's already, you know, you're slacking on the quality and the perfection of what it truly could be just by how bad the paper is that you're using. Whether it's the C-fold napkins that been, you know, painted with the coffee to make coffee paper, or if it's the tissue around a toilet paper roll, or if it's pages out of the Bible. You feel me? To be like zigzag papers. You know, stuff like that. I'm like, nah, tea? Like, oh, hell nah, bro. I don't want to be a part of that squad. You feel me? But it gets even worse now. It gets more nastier than this, y'all. Now, do anybody know what a reroll is? If you know what a reroll is, put it in the comment section. If you don't, I'm going to tell you right now. They smoke rerolls in there also, which means when an officer is fully done with his shit, when he's done, he throws the butt on the ground. You know, he's not supposed to. You'll see them rub it on the wall to put it out and then put it in their pocket. Because if there is a fucking, you know, the line around a cigarette to tell you what brand it is, that shit'll be all the way right there, bro. There'll be like a speck of tobacco hanging out of it. And the inmate see that, oh, let me get that. You know, they'll get like a glove and fill it up with them shits every day. They'll be stalking the officer like this. And you'll be like, what's up, bro? What you got going on? Shit, bro. Like, what do you mean, bro? What's up? What's the deal? What's up? You got a problem with someone over there or something? Nah, bro. What you doing, bro? Nah, bro, you see what the officer's doing? And you look over and he's smoking a cigarette on his break. He finna throw that shit somewhere. And I'd be like, why, y'all crazy, bro? You gonna sit out here and stare at that man for 20 minutes? Like, god damn, you feel me? And you don't even know if he gonna rub it and put it in his pocket or throw that bitch on the ground, you know? But at the same time, it's like crazy. Like, that's a reroll. So they take all the tobacco that they get from all the little pieces that are left with the filters and shit like that, and then they'll break it up and they'll put it all together. That's why they call it a reroll. You feel me? And that right there, to me, is you know? That shit there isn't where it's at. You feel me? You don't know what that man got. You don't know what that man, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what the fuck's going on. You feel me? And sometimes they'll use the actual filter from the dude, put it on the end of their little J as they roll it up and have the actual, just the filter part from that leftover little cigarette. Just that will be in there. I'm like, oh, hell no, man. Y'all are tripping. But if you think that's bad, it gets worse, okay? Y'all know about dip, right? Everyone knows about dip. Right? Like they do in movies. When they spit, it always makes the little coin noise. Like they hit something, they be like, yeah, you feel me? That right there? Okay, now, in the chain gang, people smoke dip rips. You know that? They smoke dip rips, which is crazy. You feel me? Because to me, it's like, that's a totally different tobacco than the other shit, you know, than regular shit that comes in, you know, whether it's the 305s or the DLCs or, you know, the little cheap shit, cigarellos, all that stuff. But dip rips, like, man, that shit's nasty. Now, when you smoke a dip rip, you could off rip tell, like, you'd be like, ooh, this shit nasty, bro. What this is? Oh, that's dip. That's dip. Yeah, bro, I got a couple packs of dip that the officer threw down for me, a couple pouches that I'm like, that's crazy, bro. That right there is, you know, that's kind of understandable also for someone who needs it. But it's disgusting because they don't just use fresh, pouches of dip. They literally use the dip that the officers spit out. Straight up. They'll wait for an officer to spit on the ground, his dip on that sidewalk, and they will go over there and scoop that shit up and put it in their windowsill, hide it somewhere in the dorm where it gets sunlight, where it can dry out, and wait a couple days to where it is real dry, and bag it up and start selling it as dip. Telling everyone, oh yeah, bro, dip rips for sale, dip rips for sale. And really, people don't be knowing that they're getting some shit that was in a dude's mouth, bro. Saliva was all on that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now that right there is like crossing the line. Once I seen people were doing that shit in prison, I'm like, bro, these dudes here ain't got no morals. Literally, bro. I wouldn't give a damn how bad if I smoked cigarettes before this, bro. There ain't no way in hell, bro, you gonna catch me over there like this. And then like this. And then putting it somewhere. And then going like this to it. Like I'm making a fire or something. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, hell no. Fraud don't rock like that. And that shit is mind-blowing to me. Straight up. Like, I can't believe how many people were smoking dip rips, bro. And you're smoking dip that someone had in their mouth, bro. Like, that shit right there never, ever sat right with me, bro. In my mind, I used to be like, bro, that's like using someone else's toothbrush, bro. That's literally like waking up in the morning, watching a dude, and then rinse it off, sit it there, and then you just pick it up. Like, that's nasty, bro. People ain't even using the same toothbrush as their wife, bro. There's a reason there's a his and hers toothbrush in the bathroom. There's certain lines you don't cross. You feel me? And I feel like getting dip rips is crossing the line, especially if it's used dip. You feel me? Then you got people that'll say, oh, this is a reroll. Also, they'll call them rerolls sometimes too. Because the word reroll is it was once a cigarette, now it's a cigarette again. We re-rolled it. No, not in this situation. Reroll is because it was once a dude's dip in his gum line. You feel me? And then all of a sudden they got that shit, put it together, waited for it to dry out so it looks like a bunch of loose, nasty ass. Looks like coffee. Looks like grinded up coffee. Straight up, once they take it out of there and dry it all out, and then they put that shit and they start selling it to everybody. Like, it's mind-blowing, bro, the shit that people do just to smoke in prison. Mind-blowing. And I'm speaking on down here in Florida, of course, you feel me? I'm pretty sure there's going to be people in the comments that talk about how it was where they are, and if there was something there that I didn't mention, because, not every place is the same. We might have 10 things. Y'all might have 10 things. Maybe 5 is the same as y'all's 5, but 5 of y'all are different from our other 5. You know what I'm saying? And then that was just crazy because it's like, here, you be in there smoking all this nasty ass shit, and as soon as you get visual from your peoples, you go to kiss them. Thanks for coming to see me, baby. Right? Like, man, you was just in the dorm throwing back 4 or 5 fucking rips that just came out of a CO's mouth 2 days ago. That's nasty as hell, bro. I swear, bro, I don't feel like anybody that addicted to cigarettes should do that. I don't think that the addiction is the cause of it. I don't even think that's the reason for it. Because I seen dumbass people in there just doing it to do it. They got so fond and so used to smoke that they would just do it. And I'm like, bro, like, that's just mind-blowing, bro. Like, yeah, you see people in there twack out and smoke K2 and stuff like that all the time. Okay, that's normal. You feel me? Like, that ain't something that's going to be like, oh, my God, look what he's smoking. No. But when you see him over there taking that shit up off the ground and drying that shit out and putting it all together, like they doing a science project. Paying so much attention to that shit like they playing the game Jenga. You know the game Jenga when you got to pull the damn block out and everyone's looking at it because they don't want to be the one to make it tumble? Well, if there's more than one of them involved doing that shit, when it comes to that dip shit, they're going to be sitting there going like this and everything. They're going to be studying on that like it's the end of the world. They're going to be looking at it like it's a real carton of cigarettes. Literally. And that shit right there is just mind-blowing. Straight up. And, when you're a hustler, or if you're someone that does, like to smoke just regular cigarettes, you got to be on your P's and Q's in there because, your batch might not be what it truly is. You might pay for a carton, and then that carton you get, it look like a bunch of loose tobacco, and then next thing you know, they tell you, yeah, it's loose tobacco, but in all reality, it ain't. That shit's just dried up dip that's been handed from one person to another. They've been saving that shit from the work camp for the last 3.5 months. And all of a sudden it touched your hand. You think you got you a big old bomb of fresh bacco. Oh, it smells like it's got a little bacco-ish smell to it. Oh, let me smell it. Oh, that's him, boy. It smells different. I might have that exotic. This might be that Zaza. I might be able to sell this shit on the pound, boy, and take over and have this shit on lock. And come to find out, no, bro. Boy, that is some leftover dip that came out of all them police officers' gums. Straight up. And I don't know what the hell, could be the way to stop it. I don't know what it is. I know back in the day before my time in prison, they used to sell cigarettes on the canteen. You was able to buy them shits and roll you a rip and get all that shit, papers and all. You feel me? But I mean, damn. You need them that bad? That bad? Like, bruh, I don't know what the fuck, boy. And to me, that's just mind-blowing. So I wanted to come on here and share that with y'all to let y'all know, man, inmates will smoke anything, bro. Anything. I don't care what it is, okay? I've seen inmates sprinkle tobacco in a piece of paper, and it wasn't enough. So they spreaded cotton through there. Cotton? Like, what? Like, what the? I don't get what you're doing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you'll see them do it, and they get so used to it, bro. That's what they do, dog. And it's just mind-blowing, bro, because a lot of that shit is nasty. A lot of that shit is, it's already not good for you. It's bad for your health as it is. Now you're challenging the death. You know what I'm saying? And it's just straight nasty, dog. Like, for real, man. I want y'all to drop this shit in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know how y'all would feel if you sitting there chilling and a big go to the next. He handing that shit around to 4 or 5 different people, and then all of a sudden before it gets to you, you see him over there rolling another one, but you see him over there drying the fucking dip out. You feel me? You be like, what the fuck? Like, bruh, that shit's just nasty, bro. Like, literally, man. I had to do a video on this one because, like I said, man, they will smoke anything. There isn't no stopping someone who smoked on the street, stopping them in the chain gang. There's always ways for them to get it. And if not, they're going to substitute to get it. And them fuckers can pour milk in a piece of paper and light that shit and smoke that shit and make it hit like it's a milky cigarette. You feel me? It'd be over there. Oh yeah, bro, this that milky menthol, bro. Handle that. Like, that's nasty, bro. Like, that shit just mind-blowing to me, man. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this one on up. Y'all go ahead and drop that shit in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all drop y'all's input. Y'all already know I look at all the comments. I try to, I at least heart that shit as much as I can. You feel me? I try to interact as much as possible. There's a lot of people, but at the same time, I still show more love to my supporters than probably anybody else that y'all know on YouTube. You feel me? But anyways, I'm going to wrap this one on up. I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all already know, man, to keep them squares, rats, clowns, chomos, fakes, pedos, gunners, all them out your circle. And no matter what you do, stay positive, because when one door closes, 4 more of them shit's gonna open. At the end of the day, just continue to be yourself and remain 100 and stand on your pivot. Appreciate y'all watching. Till next time, this Frog.